Hi, I'm Bill Osmolsky with the MacIver Institute, and this is your MacIver News Bulletin. For most of us, the law is pretty straightforward. Follow it or go to jail. But no one ever seems to go to jail when government breaks the law. A reality City of Milwaukee officials openly exploit. When the Milwaukee Bucks built the Fiserv Forum, they signed a community benefits agreement with a labor union that all service sector workers would be represented by a union, make $15 an hour, and come from specific zip codes in the city. Unions and Democrats on the Milwaukee Common Council really liked that. They liked it so much, they're now forcing all business owners and developers in the downtown to sign similar agreements. The problem is, it's illegal for Milwaukee to do that.
If anyone requires a community benefits agreement or a labor peace agreement as a condition of a city subsidy, not only is it prohibited, but it's a crime. It's a crime.
But don't think for a moment that the Milwaukee Common Council is going to let that stop them. Alderman Robert Bauman proposed a resolution in July that sends a clear message to the business community. If they want to stay in the Common Council's good graces, they'd better have a community benefits agreement.
Be it known to everyone out there that this will inform our decisions and our votes as specific proposals come before us.
Bauman's resolution sailed through the Common Council in less than a month. The vote was unanimous. Mayor Barrett signed it in August.
So, you have a group of elected officials who are knowingly going out subverting a state statute.
State Representative Joe Sanfilippo represents the western part of Milwaukee County. He authored the state law that the Milwaukee Common Council is wantonly violating.
So, maybe we should all turn ourselves in and confess judgment. We're all guilty of misdemeanors.
It's blackmail. They are blackmailing you that if you want to do business here in Milwaukee, you better do things the way we want, which includes having a union contract, or we're not going to approve you.
Right now, the resolution only applies to downtown businesses, but it's clearly not going to stop there.
It may be wise to figure out a map that extends a little bit beyond McKinley, just because we're starting to see more proposals for hotels within that 2 or 3 blocks north of McKinley as well.
And the service sector's union says it is not going to settle for $15 an hour long term.
The 15 was just a start. The real highlight, with apologies to Alderman Bauman, is the union contract possibilities to raise things further.
Representative Sanfilippo doesn't think it will come to that, however. The resolution violates state law, it openly blackmails private businesses, and it even calls for discriminatory hiring decisions based on zip code.
I think that this whole thing is going to end up in a court somewhere along the line, whether it's enforcement action by the state or whether it's somebody going through this process and being denied a license or being denied to participate in a TIF district or whatever, where they're going to be able to come back and say, hey, well, the only reason you turned me down is because I wouldn't break state law, and you're forcing me to break state law.
But at least for now, the City of Milwaukee's mayor and Common Council have spoken. Businesses better voluntarily sign one of these agreements, that is, if they don't want any trouble. Earlier this month, Congressman Jim Sensenbrenner announced he will retire at the end of this current session. He's been in Congress since 1979, the longest in state history. I was with Congressman Glenn Grothman when the news broke. Here's his reaction.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, obviously, when someone had been in Congress for over 35 years. You kind of expect they'll be there forever. But I think Congressman Sensenbrenner felt now was apparently a good time to step down. I know people talk about term limits, but it's always good in an institution like Congress, as in any working institution, to have some people who've been there a longer period of time so they can talk to us about why we did something or why we didn't do something 15 or 20 or even 30 years ago. And in that regard, he'll be very missed.
The MacIver News Service specializes in covering topics that affect individual freedom and the market-driven economy in Wisconsin and beyond. Be sure to visit MacIverInstitute.com for regular reports and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky, and this has been your MacIver News Bulletin.